Hi, and welcome back to Harrell Homecooking, where we share with you basic, beginner, reproducible recipes.
So today we're going to be making cornbread, and not just any cornbread, my favorite cornbread. You can either go sweet with cornbread or you can go savory. I don't understand the people who make sweet cornbread. That's just not for me at all.
Me either.
But we're going to make cornbread. It's very simple. It's also gluten-free if that's your thing, but that's not why the recipe is what it is. It just is delicious.
So let's get started.
So the first thing that you're going to have in order to do this recipe is a cast iron skillet. Preferably one that's well seasoned, but you can pick these up anywhere. This one is from the Bass Pro Shop.
Hey Bass Pro, if you want to sponsor us, this is time.
This is
the time.
This is time. Time now to sponsor us. So any basic yellow cornmeal will do. It's just basically buttermilk. Two main ingredients are buttermilk, eggs, and cornmeal. And Megan...
That's 3 ingredients.
That's 3 ingredients. Megan's going to talk about how you can customize it and use different ingredients to enhance the cornbread. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your cast iron skillet and put it in the oven as it's preheating to 425 degrees.
Why? Why? Tell us why. Wait. Well, why would we heat it up?
The reason you want to heat it up is because you want the butter to completely melt when you're ready to put your batter in. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to keep your wet ingredients in one bowl and your dry ingredients in another. So we're going to start with 1.5 cups of cornmeal. That's 1 cup. And I'm one of these guys that I have to have. If it's a 1 cup, you use 1 cup. If it's a 1/2 cup, use a 1/2 cup. There we go, 1/2 cup. All right. Now you're going to take, and this is the leavening portion. You're going to have this. You're going to have flat cornbread. You need some baking soda. You need 3/4 teaspoon.
So 1, 2, and 3.
We'll take 2 eggs, carefully crack them so you don't get any eggshells.
And 1 more.
All right, now the buttermilk. We're going to do 1 3/4 cup.
1 3/4 cup.
It's 1 cup. Why is buttermilk set right there? I do not know. You add that to flavor maybe? 1, 2, 3.
And then you're going to just whisk it together. Okay, so now you set the buttermilk and eggs aside. You're not going to need that until your mix is supplied with the special ingredients, which Megan's going to tell you about.
Until your mix is supplied. Until your mix is supplied.
So cornbread comes in many shapes and sizes, but we like to add some specialty ingredients to it to make it really delicious. We like something either tangy or salty or spicy. Sometimes we've done jalapenos, other times we've done green olives, and then sometimes we've done capers. They're all delicious. Another option would be to do a sun-dried tomato, a dried sun-dried tomato. And you're gonna chop these into little pieces and then add them to your batter. Today, we are choosing jalapenos. And the other special ingredient we're adding today is cheese. We've done sharp cheddar or a mix of Mexican cheeses before, but today we're doing mozzarella. Jalapenos. Why didn't I buy a package that was already shredded? Because they put this powder stuff on your shredded cheese when they put it in a package, and it makes it more difficult for the cheese to melt. So we like to shred our own. It always gives a much better result. We're gonna shred 1/2 pound of cheese on the smallest setting. We are now adding our ½ pound of mozzarella cheese,
Mozzarella. Jalapenos.
into our dry ingredients with our paper towel trick. Makes it so easy. We're using about ½ cup of sliced jalapenos. Be sure to dry them off so they don't add any extra liquid to your cornbread.
And it really is whatever you want. Like she said earlier, you can use jalapenos, you can use olive.
Or bacon. We've used bacon.
And yeah,
in the
you can
past.
always add bacon to any of this. But if you want your cornbread really spicy, then use more jalapenos. It's just whatever you want. And so now the finely chopped jalapenos
Jalapenos.
go inside the cornbread mixture. And now what you want to do is you just want to mix up the cheese and the jalapenos. Just give them a good stir. You're also, remember, you put the baking soda in. And so the baking soda now is getting a mix too, which is going to make a nice, fluffy cornbread. The reason I love this cornbread is because it's so easy to make. When that's ready, we're going to pour it in our cast iron skillet. The oven is preheated to 425 degrees. Now we're going to pull the cast iron skillet out. It's always handy to have one of these, because remember, it's extremely hot. And now we take our ½ stick of butter. And I've used a full stick of butter before. Don't tell anyone.
Uh-huh.
It's a little too greasy.
Could we use a different fat?
I have never done that before.
I have never done that before.
½ stick of unsalted butter into the pan.
Make it nice and look at that.
What we're going to do now is we're going to put it back in the oven while we mix together our 2 bowls of buttermilk, eggs, cornmeal, cheese, baking soda, and jalapeno. Here it is, the moment of truth.
All right.
And you can use bigger bowls and be a little bit more aggressive. But big bowls take up too much space in the dishwasher, don't they? And we see we're getting a nice consistency, a batter, if you will. I can hear the butter that's bubbling right now inside the oven. All right.
Smells good. You want to dump that there?
Now that that's done, what you want to do, get a little bit more bread there. You want to make room for your cast iron skillet. It's going to be hot, and you're going to need to set it somewhere. All right, 425 degrees cast iron skillet. We want to kind of grease the edges of the pan. And now, you want to pour this in the middle of the pan and let it just go.
Get all the goodness.
And we see how the butter's now covering the cornbread. And we put it in the oven. We set the timer for 20 minutes. All right, that's 20 minutes. Let's pull the cornbread out and see what's up. There is the cornbread. So what I like to do is I like to put it like this. And I take your cutting surface. And don't try this at home, kids. And now the moment of truth. All right.
Wow.
And what we have is a crispy outside crust, and it's ready to go. And this is going to be the best cornbread you've ever eaten. Even if you like that sweet stuff, this is a good savory piece of cornbread.
Yum. Probably should have let it cool a little bit, do you think?
Maybe not though.
Mmm.
Thank you for watching Harrell Home Cooking,
where we teach you basic, beginner, reproducible recipes.
Today we made cornbread, and we made it with mozzarella cheese and jalapenos, but you could make it with cheddar cheese and bacon, or mozzarella cheese and capers or olives. I would actually, if I did anything other than jalapenos, I would actually recommend the olives.
The green olives.
The green olives.
It's good.
It's unique and it's delicious as well.
So we'll see you next time. That looks really delicious. I'm not gonna lie.